All right, what is going on, people? This is 64 Beastie Man here to talk to you about the 2021 NFL schedule for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is something that's been out quite a while ago, but I want to go ahead and discuss this since the 2021 season is going to be starting up again in late August. So, we have our home games against Atlanta, Carolina, New Orleans, Dallas, New York Giants, Buffalo, Miami, and Chicago. And then we have our away games against Atlanta, Carolina, the Los Angeles Rams, New England, New Orleans, the New York Jets, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Washington Redskins. So, if you look at this schedule, you'll notice two very important things: the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Rams being one of them. Now, these are teams that beat our asses in close games defensively on on primetime night games last season. So, and the second thing is we get the NFC East and AFC East opponents to look forward to in our schedule in both home and away. So, let's go over it. Let's discuss it. First off, the Atlanta Falcons, both coming home and away. So, last year, Raheem Morris was fired as head coach, and Arthur Smith is set to take his place by the start of next season. And considering all goes well, like it did last season when we whipped the Atlanta Chokins twice, I'd say we get 2 wins off of that, both home and away. Unless Matt Ryan and Julio Jones somehow find a way to get back into their prime. Then we could lose by pretty close games. But aside from that, then yeah, we could have 2 wins against the Atlanta Chokins, starting off 2-0. Next up is the Carolina Panthers, and there's not really much to say. Teddy Bridgewater was a downgrade from Cam Newton, so we'll get another 2 easy wins off of that, considering the performances Tom Brady, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, Rob Gronkowski, Chris Godwin, and other key players had. O.J. Howard had some great catches against the Carolina Panthers last season before he went down with an injury, so we could go 4-0 there. Now, coming in with the New Orleans Saints. Now, this is a big one for us. This is a big 2 game win for us because, and this is basically for two big reasons. Number one, Drew Brees officially retiring, leaving either Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston in control of the Saints quarterback position. And two, headed into the offseason, the Saints are in cap hell for overpaid players, so they're going to have to obviously let some of their offensive and defensive players walk in the offseason and test out free agency. Hopefully, we'll be able to sign one of them to a big contract come the regular season. And yeah, we could look to go 6-0 and just sweep our NFC South divisional rivals next season. Next up, the home game against Dallas Cowboys. Now, Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott went down. Dak Prescott went down with a major season-ending injury last season. He was on scale for the most passing yards in the NFL before his injury against the Giants, which let Andy Dalton come in and take over. And the Dallas Cowboys missed the postseason last season with a loss to the Giants and a win of Washington over the Philadelphia Eagles. So, yeah, injuries pretty much derailed this team, but we know that Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott, they can be a dangerous combo, especially when you have the likes of Amari Cooper and CeeDee Lamb, who's becoming a great wide receiver in the NFL in his rookie season. So, we could potentially see a close loss there, so we could go 6-1 there. Next up, the New York Giants, and Daniel Jones is always a threat when it comes to games against Tampa Bay. I don't know why that is the case, but come late season, and especially during the Super Bowl, our defense has been holding up pretty well, and our offense has been high powered and flying all over the place with Brady in the offense. So that could be an easy win for us. I'd say we win that game, the upcoming game against New York, 41 to 24, giving us 7-1 record. Now, our next game against the Buffalo Bills at home. They are coming off a strong 13-3 season. Josh Allen looks like a really well-seasoned quarterback. He has a great stud wide receiver in Stephon Gilmore, who not Stephon Gilmore, Stephon Diggs, who led the league in total receiving yards, over 14,000, close to 1,400, close to 1,500. And yeah, if you get Josh Allen in with Stephon Diggs, those two can be a really dangerous combo. So that could be a loss for us right there. We go 7-2. Miami Dolphins. There are some question marks running around with Tua Tagovailoa if he can be a long-term quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Plus, he's coming off a season where he and Ryan Fitzpatrick pretty much just swapped places in for quarterback at times during games for a 10-6 record and missing the postseason. So he's never played a full season in the NFL. So his inexperience with us could ultimately get us the win there, bringing us to 8-2. Next up, our last home game is the Chicago Bears. Now, defensively, the Bears have been stout in the first half of last season, but offensive struggles have brought them down to an 8-8, 9-7 record in late. They were able to make the wild card, but they got blown the fuck out by New Orleans in the wild card round last year. So unless something changes and Mitchell Trubisky turns out to be a really great quarterback, there's no way the Chicago Bears are going to win this one. So we go 9-2 there. Now, for away games, the Los Angeles Rams. This is a team that can definitely go toe to toe with the Buccaneers. 2 years ago, we were able to beat them 48 to, I think, 55 to 41. And then last year, they were able to beat us 27 to 24. Defensively, Aaron Donald is still wreaking havoc in the backfield for people. So that makes him a threat to triple team, which should open up other defensive ends to come in, sack Brady a couple times, force bad passes from him. Overall, it'll be a pretty close game, but I think the Rams are going to edge it out in this one. So that brings it to 9-3. The New England Patriots come to play. Now, this is a team that in the Brady era, we have never been able to beat. Even with Tom Brady on our team, I think Bill Belichick is going to scheme up something to stop him. And whether or not New England has a good quarterback like Jason Stidham or whoever they decide to draft in this year's upcoming draft, it could be the benefactor for whether or not we win or lose. But given the situation right now, given how diverse we can be on offense, given our weapons in Mike Evans and Rob Gronkowski, who can go vertical at times, Chris Godwin, and Antonio Brown, who can stretch the field with their speed, and Scotty Miller, who can sometimes make big plays. I mean, look at the NFC Championship game this year, where he made that Hail Mary pass against Kevin King to put us up 21-10 at halftime against the Green Bay Packers. I think our offensive might be able to outpower New England's defense. So that brings us up 10-3 there. The New York Jets, I'm just going to say it's a blowout win for us. 40 to I think 7, given Sam Darnold and what he's going through as a quarterback. So yeah, chalk that up to an easy win for us. No matter who comes in and coaches the New York Jets, no matter what kind of weapons they have, they're never going to beat Tom Brady with this Buccaneers offense. So that's a 11-3 record for us as we go for the playoffs for a second time in a row. And the last two, Philadelphia Eagles and Washington Redskins. Now, for Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts, he definitely looked pretty good come late season, replacing Carson Wentz. So, if he continues on his path, then I think the Philadelphia Eagles might give the Buccaneers a run for their money. But still, I'm going to get the edge to the Buccaneers since their offense is much more explosive and their defense can get in and rush Jalen Hurts, get some sacks on him with Jason Pierre-Paul and Ndamukong Suh if he decides to return. So that could be a 12-3 record for the Buccaneers. Then the Washington Redskins. We know that the Washington Redskins have kept their quarterback in since his wild card debut. Taylor Heineke is probably going to be the starting quarterback for the Washington Redskins headed into the future. So if he puts up the performance he did against the Buccaneers in the wild card round last season, then potentially Washington could get a win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So overall, we could be sitting at a 12-4 record, and we could claim our first NFC South Championship, Conference Championship. No, not Conference Championship. We could claim our very first NFC South Division title in a that we have never had in a very long time since 2007 or 2003. So, yeah, this schedule right here, it could definitely work in the Buccaneers' favor to get them back into the postseason if our offense and defense continues playing like it's been playing in late. So, yeah, 12-4 record for us. We could make it back into the playoffs. Hopefully, sweep everybody en route to another Super Bowl that Tom Brady is guaranteeing right now. So, basically, yeah, that's it for the entire schedule. So, what do you guys think about our schedule? Do we have a chance to get back into the postseason? And what record would you guys set for us coming into this next season? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, this is 64 Beastie Man, beasting out.